What's up, everybody? I thought I was talking there, but apparently I was muted. We're about to get going. We got some incredible charts to show. We are pumping. There's a couple things we need to pay attention to make sure we do not get ourselves into trouble, but we're about to dive into this. Everybody get involved in the live chat. How you feeling? What you grateful for? Throw a one. Let's get into this right now. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Markets are absolutely starting to rip to the upside. This is the total 3. So to see this pushing up as it is, we're going to be talking primarily about altcoins today, but don't worry, we are going to dive in and look at Bitcoin as well, because we are seeing some nice movement to the upside here. We were a little worried with this sort of head and shoulders at this potentially on this little retrace up, confirming a breakdown, potential move down into fill that where's it at? That gap that we have down in here. It still may happen sometime in the near future, especially if this price action does not get over this previous range high. We've got a lot of things we're going to be covering today, looking at some altcoins, Ethereum and BNB and BNB here. Look at this breakout. Solana, Avalanche. We're going to be trying to go through as many as possible. Stacks, maybe starting to make that move, but we do see some suppression on some other ones. TIA still not moving. We see Near Protocol starting to have a move as well. We want to clear some of these local highs, but how's everybody doing? How you feeling? I hope you're having a good day. It's always nice to see the markets pumping. My name's Kelly Kellum. Welcome to BitLab Academy. I do want to ask you very nicely, if you like what's going on in the crypto world, if you like crypto content, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. And a special shout out to our channel partners, CoinW, right here. I just want to say I appreciate each and every one of you that's starting to sign up for the CoinW. Let me go ahead and find that link. I had to do the Discover Crypto show this morning. So let me go ahead over to that really quick. I'm just pulling up the link so I can share it there in the chat. So you can sign up with us there. And by signing up and depositing $100, not only do you, there's bonuses up to $30,500 when you do sign up, but then you also have the opportunity to participate in some of our live trading sessions. That it's free. The only way to access it is to sign up through our CoinW link, which is right there in the live chat. And let's just make sure, is everything working? I just want to make sure. I don't know why. Are we live? Let me know. Can everybody hear me, see me? What's good, brother? Army Piper, how you doing, my friend? I cannot, you can see this right there, everybody. I don't know why everything's jacked up on this computer all the time. It's okay. Boom. There it is. I don't know why I cannot pin the comment. It's not showing it. It's not showing it to me on this other deal. Who knew to be a crypto live streaming? There it is. I had to reload that page, but pin the chat there. Now you got that link. Sign up. You get access to the live trading sessions that we're kicking off here only in a matter of days. But we got to talk about what is going on in this market, because we're starting to see some really beautiful things happening, especially look at this, 7 days, 13% up, 10% up, 11% up, Solana, 21% up, XRP, 21, almost 22% up. And also, again, shout out to Army Piper here in the live chat. Let's get a collaboration going. I'd love to have you on the channel. I know we talked about it. Let's make it happen. I have my guest set up a lot better now, so I could just send you a link. You can hop in whenever you want. And I'd love to come on your channel as well. Why am I blocked on Discover Crypto? Sack Nasty, I didn't know that you were blocked. I'll make sure that you're not, because we love you, my friend. Now, looking at all of this, I mean, this is just feeling so good. Look at this. Swarm. Remember, I called out Swarm quite a while ago. Now, this has had a little bit of a dip like everything in the market, but nice movement to the upside. Velodrome, 67% up, 7 days. Pal AI, up 66. Paid Network, 59%. Aerodrome, almost 60%. Florence Finance, another one that we called out a while ago that took a pretty nasty spill, 52%. Are we? The market is starting to rip. We are feeling good about what's happening, but let's not lose the forest for the trees. I mean, because we're seeing some very nice price action. So let's make sure we can be smart about this because, again, we're going to be covering quite a bit. We're going to do mostly altcoins today. We will cover Bitcoin and some of the other charts, but let's go ahead and get some context about what's going on. By the way, this is a meme coin that I'm getting rid of as fast as possible. This is the US dollar. This is the purchasing power of the US dollar over the last 124 years. $100 only gets you $3 worth of stuff comparatively to when you look at how the inflation has happened. This is why I'm so advantageous about, encouraging about getting involved in Bitcoin and crypto in any way possible, because this is not a sign of confidence when you're thinking about an asset. Now, when we look at a couple of these other things, Bollinger Bands, this is, rather than looking at the two bands above and below the price, this is showing the measurement of how far expanded they are or how far contracted they are. We've only hit this level. This is the third time in history, of Bitcoin. This is the third time we've gotten to this level, and we saw, I think back here was about a 92% gain within about a very short amount of time back in 2016. And then we also saw this was the summer last cycle when we had that massive uptick to the upside. If we come up here, look at Bitcoin, I have it drawn here somewhere. I think it's on the BLX chart. Boom. I just did it on the live stream. This is right here. This is that last time we did have a little bit of a dip. And then this was the explosion here. And what is that gain from this zone here up to that? 171%. Now, the last time it happened previously was here in July 2016. And we can see, I mean, you see what that really kicked off. Things are looking good and feeling good. So we got to make sure we don't get ahead of ourselves and just go 100x leverage one way or the other, because this market is doing everything it can to shake your ass out if you are not practicing healthy risk management. Man. All right. Crypto O'Breezy said, Kelly, the doc of TA. Shout out to you, my friend. I appreciate you. Alexander G, thank you for being here. Crypto Bad Fox, always in the house. Tig, Old Biddy, Peter John, Laram, C90 for the win. We're getting so many other people here in the house. Fibonacci's and Guac, haven't seen you in a minute. Maybe I didn't just see it in the chat. Sufficient enough, objectively real, reality objectively. Shout out to everybody that's here. If you haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button. We got 283 people in the room, it shows on my thing, with only 35 likes. We got some TA to cover. I'm going to keep you in the know. Hit that like button, show some love. I do want to talk about this, though. Although Bitcoin, Ethereum, and other top assets are flat, this obviously was before this little pumpage that we got right now. Well, we can also see AI and big data coins like Palm, PAL, and OXO, Solana coins like Andy, Popcat, Whiff, meme coins like Bindog, Ponky, and Myro. So a lot of the very speculative plays have been seeing a lot of activity and movement on those. Dagnum, due diligence. Dagnum PI here. He says, pump everything. That's right. By the way, I do want to shout out one more time. I got a video coming out tomorrow. If you have not yet seen this video, this hour-long, wonderful video right here, I'm cut it down to some very deliverable points I'm going to be releasing tomorrow, 14 minutes, that really just gets all the information straight to you. If you don't want to listen through all the conversation we had, just get those nuggets on one of what I think is going to be the most revolutionary cryptos and altcoin opportunities in the space the next few cycles. Definitely tune into that. So shout out again to Dagnum. Now, looking here, we're talking about altcoins today because remember back February 7th is when we started layering into those altcoins for the altcoin portfolio that I've been sharing with you all. I try to be as transparent as possible and engage with you and share charts and break down TA. Also show you the moves I'm making in the market. It's what you want from somebody. If you're listening to anything they're saying, you want to see what they're doing, if it lines up with what they're telling you, right? If we're talking about blockchain and transparency, then let's all, as influencers or anybody that has a voice, let's encourage everybody to be more transparent in what they're doing so we can freaking grow together. If I make a mistake, learn from it with me. If we make a lot of money, let's make a lot of money together. Let's do this. Now, looking at the altcoin market, we do see much higher low on the total 3 here. This is Bitcoin. This is the total market cap minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So you're looking at the aggregate indexed value. You're looking some coins up, some coins down, blah, blah, blah. You're plotting the aggregate value of the total altcoin market. And what we're seeing here is a massively higher high, whereas the RSI came all the way back down here, basically to the same low. Now, isn't that bad if the market got a lot weaker? This is what you have to ask yourself. I don't want to just talk charts to y'all anymore. I had an epiphany this morning. Let me say this. I had an epiphany this morning when I was shampooing my hair in the shower. I was like, you know what? As more and more people come into this space, we have to remember there's so many varied viewpoints and knowledge base on how people interpret what's going on in the market. So sometimes I might feel like I'm breaking something down, talking about the Fibonacci and the RSI and other people coming in, especially over the next 6 to 8 months, or the next 5 years really, but expressly in the next 6 to 8 months as the market adoption truly starts to explode, people are going to come in and I'm going to be talking about candles. They're going to be like, what the fuck? What is a candle? We have to, and we need to be patient with those people. We need to make sure that we can give people information. I see we got thumbs down there. I appreciate the engagement on the channel. Sorry, you're not learning something here. But what we're talking about here is when we're looking at this right here, I want to start giving a combination of very basic, but then also very advanced breakdowns. So what we see is a price action moving up. Not only are we seeing price action aggregated here, we're seeing that the psychology of the market is bullish. Psychology of the market is bearish, right? That's how you see price move up. That's how you see price move down. The dominant trend. Now, when you see this breakdown and the low here, this is a much higher low than this point. Now, the strength was much weaker. This is bullish because we call this a hidden bullish divergence, a lot of words. But what we're really talking about here is price action was able to hold substantially higher while it took much less strength to hold that level. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at the narrative balance of the battle between the bulls and the bears. So this, essentially, with the RSI coming back down this far, we're building into a launch pad for face melting opportunity here. Why is that? Because the price is much higher here. It's consolidated down, and the RSI has a lot more room to move to the upside as this breaks to the upside. That's not even including looking here at Bitcoin as it relates to the Bitcoin, at Bitcoin as it relates to these halvings. Halving up, halving up, halving up. We just had the last halving right here. Up is the most likely Occam's razor effect of what's coming, especially considering all of the capital channels that have just been added and they've only just gotten started. I'm talking about, yeah, we've had some institutions buy. Yeah, we've had some big money buy, but it's only the leading, very tippity top edge of that capital flow that's coming into this market. So, I mean, I'm bullish. Are you bullish? Throw a 1 in chat if you're bullish. If you are a member of this channel and you got the what do you call it? The little beaker next to your name, drop one of those bullish emojis, a bull or something in there. Now, when we're looking here, let's look at another chart. Altcoins, are they going to rip? Well, these are the phases, and this isn't just altcoins. This does an excellent job of showing the phases of the market cycle. In this case, it's looking specifically at altcoins. This is including Ethereum as well. But what we're seeing here, V. Neal says, very bullish. It's heating up. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. It is. I'm feeling very good about this. Tiggo Biddies is very, very bullish. 1111111. We're seeing, yeah, we're feeling good on this market right now. We've done the work. Even if you just got here, you're here ahead of the world. So this is what we're looking at. These accumulation phases. First leg up, washout. A little bit of chop post-halving. And then this just absolute rippage. Accumulation phase. First leg up, a little bit of basically drawdown and chop into this. We're coming into this next phase. The launch pad has been being built for this entire period because we need that first attempt by the bulls, the washout by the bears, a little resetting of sentiment. And then you get the healthy people that have the long-term view that get to participate in all the gains. And then unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of suckers that buy the top and they go, I knew this market was a scam. If you buy the top of a market, if you buy the top of a trend, let me say this again. If you buy the top of an asset in the top of a market cycle trend after there's been plenty of evidence, plenty of charts, plenty of discussion of opportunity months ago and like huge percentage points below this price point, and you see something like this chart where the price, there's so much opportunity, and you buy the top of this trend, you buy the top of this trend like this, and then the market drops, and then you call the markets a scam because this drops after you bought the very top? No, your strategy or lack thereof is what the scam is. No, your strategy or lack thereof is what the scam is. You need to look at data, not the excitement of price and hype. That's how you make it in this market. Now, coming back into this, we got some TA to do. I want everybody in the room right now. I want every single one of you. We got 200 people in the room. I should see 200 comments. Everybody post one altcoin. You don't need to post Bitcoin. Don't need to post Ethereum. Don't need to post Solana or any other altcoin. Post it in the chat. We'll try to get through quite a few altcoins here, do some TA, and show some opportunities that are brewing in this market because it is heating up. It's getting exciting. And in fact, I actually hope we have a dip this weekend so that we can clear out some of the speculation and then come in and have a market, a CME futures gap above us this week rather than below us like we had last week. Now, we do have a little bit of opportunity that this is showing. Let me go ahead and refresh this because I think this is yesterday's chart. Let me refresh. Yeah, see, we refreshed it. So we're coming up here. This is on the 24-hour. Let's go to the 3-day. Coinglass.com. And then you go over to liquidation right here. And you come down to liquidation heat map. This is a free tool. And you can see that we had some of this. There's just too much bullishness. This has just come up and ate up this liquidity here. It's pushed up into this zone. We still have an opportunity to come back and basically capture this mid 64, but also even coming all the way down here to the $62,000 mark. But that being said, I'm feeling more bullish and bearish. So let's look at some of these levels. Let me scroll down. We got a couple. We got a couple of you all have put in some coins. So let's go through it. Let's go through what we want to go through. I do want to. Oh yeah, I haven't checked this out yet. Checkmate posted a link for a bunch of new liquidity data. I have not explored it yet. I will share that with you. I do want to shout out our channel sponsors, by the way, before we look and dive into all this TA for all these altcoins. You got to protect your future. You got to protect your capital. You got to make sure that you are stacking in a smart way, but also doing it in a way that you don't ruin your future by end up having a huge amount of capital that gets stolen. Remember, I had $30,000 stolen from my Coinbase account last year. You guys remember that? I was lucky to get it back, but that was a huge amount of luck. Head over to getarculus.com. You can see this awesome card that comes. You have the card, you have the app, you have your PIN, you have your biometrics. It's the safest way to store your crypto. One tap to swap, trade, and store your crypto. Head over to getarculus.com. Use code LAB10 for 10% off. Now, let's get in here. Let's talk about it. There's BLX. Let's get off Bitcoin. We've talked enough about Bitcoin. The main levels I'll be watching on this before we dive into the altcoins is, let's get down to the 1 hour. This is looking like there is a setup opportunity for this to actually reject and come down. This would be the perfect opportunity for them to wreck you one last time before liftoff. Why do I say that? Because we had this sort of tilted head and shoulders here. The target out of this on a Bitcoin. This is important because this is going to relate to the price action that happens over the next few days with altcoins. This came down, trapped you to the downside, because it looked like a confirmed move to the downside, and then it ended up ripping to the upside. So we had a bear trap. If this is a bull trap, this would be the perfect opportunity. The reason I say that is because the price action is pushing up into just about where the region of this previous range high is. You see that? If this does rotate over and come back down, then that's when we look at potentially hitting that max pain point that we talk about with the options earlier today on Discover Crypto down here. Remember, we do have this gap still on the CME futures. So there is reason to, there's an argument to be made that if we do look at this and we see this potentially roll over, that we could come down and try to tap somewhere in this region. If we just start breaking up and away, great, but we just need to be very wary right now, because we're getting into the last best opportunity of all of our lives to have these absolutely skull-crushing exponential gains. Now, let's get into it. Let's do Ethereum. And you know what I want to do? I want to do ETH on a clean chart. ETH, let's do right here. Boom. Let's do ETH on a clean chart. We still have the other chart we can look at any time. Now, if we're looking at this on the 12-hour, there's the first line I'm really interested in looking at is right here, because we have these points, rejection, rejection. Now we've broken above. We're forming, what is this? It looks like a kind of an angled sort of almost into a parabolic, not parabolic, but the what's the word I'm looking for? The increase in momentum to the upside. Why do I say that? Because we could tell that this is arcing to the upside. So the increase in momentum. In addition to that, we have got a bit of a bull flag right here with the flagpole and the flag. So if this is the case, how do we measure that? Well, let's measure it. Remember, I'm going to do something for everybody that's here right now. If you're watching and you have not watched the TradingView shortcut cheat sheet, I just want to remind you, you don't have to go to this toolbar every time you want to make something happen. If you want to do a trend line, click on the chart. I clicked on it. Now if you're on Mac, Option T. If you're on PC, Alt T. That's it. Nothing happens. But then you click on the chart, move, click on the chart. You got a trend line. If you want a horizontal line, Option H. If you want a vertical line, Option V. Remember, if you're on PC, when I say option, it's Alt for you. So Alt H, Alt V, horizontal V, right? If you want a Fibonacci, Option F. If you're on PC, Alt F. Then you click once, click twice. All right. Those are the quick ways that you can use the tools so you can do things quickly, not have to go find tools. If you want to measure something, press Shift, click on the chart, and then move your mouse. So there you go. You got a little quick tool, little training session there. So Option T, we can do it. You could measure this from here. I like to be a little bit more conservative and go like this, measure this like this, and then you move it up. The target, look at where the target is. The target out of this is perfectly where this previous range top was. But you have to remember, we have the ETH ETF, a lot of them launching Tuesday next week. So there could be a little bit of a move for fake outs, for bull traps, we kind of need to clear that news cycle of it getting launched. If there is sell pressure, also considering the fact that there is a grayscale ETF, they used to have a trust. Is there going to be rotation? But then at the same time, we've got the grayscale mini ETH trust, mini ETH ETF that also has the lowest fee. So that there's it's hard to decipher what's going to happen going into the next 2 weeks with Ethereum. So we need to pay attention to this. If Ethereum does break back down below this line, we may be testing. I would assume, just based on the price levels, somewhere right in this zone right here. So this is what I mean. If Ethereum loses this level, loses this level, comes down like this, comes down somewhere in this zone, consolidate, and then potentially move up. Now, is that a huge move? It's not that big of a move. I mean, this is, about a 12% move to the downside. Now, we saw the sell-off post Bitcoin spot ETF launch, so this isn't out of the question to understand. If it breaks 3,900, where's the next fib level to the upside? It says Seth Shepard. Well, this is what we do. We take this measurement. Let's be a little conservative. We're on the 12-hour. So we can come right here, Option F, then click Y here because I'm doing it right near the top of that. Drag it to the bottom. And look at where we're at. On this move right here, we are literally pushing up right into the golden pocket. So yes, we have a bull flag, but we haven't been able to break through this known retest zone before a potential move to the downside. K Jam says, rad channel, Kelly. I appreciate it very much. I got a rad community. Throw a 1 in chat for yourselves. This is one of the most positive crypto community channels out there. I mean, I love it. We very rarely see trolling in there. The mods do a great job of repurposing people back to a positive mindset, because this is what this is about. We're here to grow together, right? So if this, I mean, this is actually interesting that you asked this, Shepard, because if the price action does reject where we're at, it's not the end of the world. The question is going to be, if this comes back down, is this just a retest? Also, not only a retest of this trend line, but also the 382 fib. Because this could be a bit of a washout and then come up, boom, like this. Next fib is 3,700. 3,900 is this range top. So what we would see is the 1.618 out of this is up here at 4,600. That'd be a very nice move on here. That'd be a very nice move if it were to happen. We need to let this play out. Let's look at the data. So on the 12-hour, stochastics are coming down. It looks like they want to start rounding. The RSI is angled up. So let's get to a little bit smaller time frame, 6-hour. Yeah, so look, you saw how on the 12-hour I could see it was starting to angle. So I go into deeper resolution, which means I go to a smaller time frame, and you can see stochastics have rounded out and coming up, and we have positive money flow. This purple wave into blue, this means the money flow is coming back in. The VWAP, volume weighted average price, is the price moving towards the moving average or away from it? This went below it, and now it's looking like it wants to come back to the upside. The RSI angled back to the upside. We can also see that the angle at which the momentum was coming down is starting to round. I could tell that if we come out to the 2-hour. You see that? Starting to round. Now, this doesn't mean it's just going to break up from here. We got to be careful about what we're doing right now, because we are at the absolute best part of a market cycle to make a lot of money. And somehow the majority of people mess up opportunities here that wreck the potential that they can have in the near future. So let's be a little bit cognizant of that. So I'm watching the level directly below us here, 3,300. If we lose that, in this zone, 3,250, and then potentially down here, basically right at that $3,000 mark. Now let's look at BNB, because BNB is doing some beautiful stuff. How many of you watching right now, how many of you are holding BNB? It's we have to remember, in our bubbles, we think that how could this thing be popular? I don't see anybody. Tron's a great example. I don't know anybody that uses Tron. You go over to Europe, and more specifically, you go to Asia, Tron is, it's so utilized. BNB is another one of those things. In the Western world, the majority of people, at least in my bubble, they're on the ERC20, Arbitrum, Bitcoin, I'm not saying all these are ERC20. I'm talking about the popular narratives, NEAR, Cardano, Solana. But then you go over in other parts of the world, a lot of people are using BNB. A tiny amount of BNB for fees on my BNB tokens. Hey, shout out C90 for the win. But what we're seeing here, this really nice, since July 5th, nice support structure with a little bit of resistance here. This has popped out. And what we're seeing here is not just a pop out of the zone. This is also broken, not just this trend line, but it's broken this previous range high. Option J. I forgot to tell that one to you. Put your mouse somewhere, wherever you want to just do a line from there over, rather than having an entire line. You can do Alt if you're on PC, or Option if you're on Mac. Option J, and then you just do a line from that point over. It really helps keep your chart clean. But we're seeing, we've broken above this zone. And so doing, you can see with my crosshairs, we go like this. You see my crosshairs, we're testing the top side of these ranges and the bottom side of look at this, Option H. See that? Rejection, rejection, support, 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 all the way across. Rejection, rejection. So now it's clear that we're kind of coming into a level on BNB that if we do clear it, there's probably going to be a little bit of freedom and encouragement to the bulls to continue this higher. In addition to this, what do we see? Huge spike in volume. Now, what the concern is that this is a bit of a fake out. If the volume falls off and the volume does not continue at all here, then this will likely come back over. And if we cannot hold this 574 zone, then this is likely going to make its trip to the downside to test some levels. I would guess probably likely somewhere right about in here, right about this 540 level. So that's what I'd be watching for BNB. But remember, anything that's a dip right now on these assets, unless there's some major issue with the individual token, these dips are some of the last incredible opportunities you're going to get. So Solana, it broke through the line. So let's delete this line right here. Boom. Let's look at this on the 12-hour chart. Double click. You guys remember when this is up here at 212? Throw a 1 in chat if you remember this. When it was up at 212, 210, I was talking about these levels down here at 165 and then potentially down here at 140 and potentially down here in this one. I don't think I got as low as 120, but in this 130 range, and the price came down and nailed those levels. It's scary to think about up here if you need it to go up. Remember, if you need the asset you're holding to go up, you're in the wrong position. You have too much exposure. You're not looking at the right time horizons. You're overly allocated. If you can free yourself from needing the asset to go either direction, you give yourself the opportunity to make money in either direction and also reduce an enormous amount of stress that you're going to have on yourself in this market. This market is set to rip so much higher over the next coming months, weeks, years, and decades. And people get so confused in 5-minute, 10-minute, 15-minute, 1-hour timeframes that they wreck the opportunity of their future. There's so much going on right now in this market that's just trapping you. Allow yourself to take advantage of the opportunities that are there when they arise. And that's things like having prices pull back and finding the courage to buy on a strategy that works. So coming back in here, are you guys following the internet outages across the country? I absolutely am. And in fact, I'm going to be doing a video on that this afternoon about something that I think would absolutely solve that issue. And it's a project that all of you can get involved with. And I talked about it a little bit this last week, and that's Constellation DAG. Now, why is that? I'm not talking about this because, I'm talking about this because Constellation DAG is built with the purpose of having secure, quick, efficient, and transparent, immutable. I mean, it's the best data transfer solution out there. And people just look at protocols, blockchain, crypto. They think, oh, it's a token. Well, Arweave is a storage solution, right? Filecoin is a storage solution. Render is a GPU real estate solution, right? So you can utilize GPU processing. Could be AI, could be gaming. Same thing with Aether, which recently launched. You look at Ethereum, it's smart contracts. ICP, the computer of the internet. Constellation DAG, their entire mission, this is why most people don't know about them, is they spent the last many years building their infrastructure and getting contracts with the U.S. Department of Defense, U.S. Transcom, U.S. Air Force. And if this was being utilized by our infrastructure, by global infrastructures or even local infrastructures, it creates the security layer that also is decentralized so you don't have single points of failure. This is why these types of things that happen today with all those global internet IT outages with the FAA and with banks and with, so many different things, it's because they have single points of failure that can be hacked. When you have a distributed technology like this that also has a proven technology, this is the type of thing that I want to get behind. And then they have partnerships with IBM and Panasonic, and the list goes on. So definitely take a look at Constellation DAG. It's something I'm not telling you to do it at all. I'm asking you to do some diligence, but I'm going to be adding it to my portfolio because I think it's actually the next evolution in a lot of the things that are happening in the Web3 blockchain space. Now, looking back at Solana, coming up at a key zone, where's it at? Descending level of resistance. flat level of support, resistance, resistance. Where are we at? We're at the crux. We're at the intersection. This is what you're looking for. You're at the intersection of two different types of trend lines. These diagonals, this horizontal, and then I expect, let me see, option F. I'm just guessing here based on the interaction of the price. Yeah, look at this. So if we drag this across to the top there, we drag this basically roughly to about the bottom, the price action's coming up at a very pivotal zone, which is that golden pocket, 0.618, 0.65. So what I see here is if the price does have the momentum to carry up a little bit, this is a pivotal point on Solana, 176 or below it. If we can't get through it, likely sort of chopping in here, we want to hold in this area. Otherwise, we likely are going to come back here into the 154 sort of range. If we can take this out, then likely come back, find this as support. So what does the data say? So we looked at the price action opportunities. What does the data say? On the data, on the 12-hour, oops, there we go. On the 12-hour, stochastics kind of bottom, trend around, RSI is angled up, momentum starting to curve over, but we do have positive money flow. So what does it show on the 4-hour? 4-hour shows momentum wave came down, starting to move up. This is going to be kind of a defining moment of if this continues or not. KJAM says, where do you want to click to start to draw the fib and where do you want to release it? I'll show you that here in just one moment. But what we're seeing here is you want to be able to look ahead and see setups. So we have, where's my brush at? We have this high right in this zone. Now this has come down. If on this momentum wave, see how much higher this is on the price action up here? See that? If this momentum wave starts rolling over down here, then this will suggest that there's weakness coming in and we have a bearish divergence, meaning this couldn't get as high, but the price got higher, right? So there's kind of, let's call it unnatural movement up into that next level on the price. But the data underlying is not agreeing with that movement, which suggests that you could have a little bit of a correction. Now, similarly, RSI, let me zoom in on this. Similarly, RSI, let me delete some of these lines. There we go. See the peak on this purple line right here? And also this is the purple line is RSI, the orange line is stochastics. Similarly, just like the momentum, if these have a high and everything starts rolling over like this, you can see there's a lower high on RSI. If the stochastics start rolling over, lower high. And we see from the price action that we were just looking at, much higher highs. So this isn't the end of the world. It just means that there might be an opportunity for this to roll over, come back and still give you an opportunity before the price on Solana explodes higher, which I do think is a very high likelihood in this market cycle. So let's take opportunities if they present. Let's also let's look at Avalanche, and I'll talk to you about. Let me actually move this. I'll talk to you about those fibs. Boom, boom, boom. We'll leave that. Avalanche. All right. So we want to draw a fib to see if this is correlating with any sort of fib. Option F. By the way, you can also come over here. 1, 2, third tool down. If you don't see this, click this. These all have little arrows next to them if you don't realize that. There's so many tools in here. Fib retracement. You click right there on the top. You can drag this all the way down here. And you notice the price action rebounded where? Right into the golden pocket, 0.618. Look at this. Comes right down to the 382. Right into the golden pocket, 618. Right back down to the 382. Now, what did it do next? It broke up beyond the 786, but the more important consideration here is this is resistance, the golden pocket, the key, regular, most common reversal point. And if it doesn't reverse there, then look at this. It finds support on it. If we can hold above this and push up, that will be pivotal for Avalanche. Now, this doesn't have as strong as a signal of money flow. Yes, it has flip positive, but you see how it's like blue and gray? It's gray because, yes, it's still positive, but there's not really any money movement. but we are seeing the stochastics angled up. We're seeing the RSI angled up, but look at this momentum wave still struggling to get to the upside, getting to a little bit smaller time frame. There we go. So looking at this on a larger picture, let's draw a larger fib. You don't only need to do one fib. You can do it from multiple spots, see where things line up. So from here, we got all the way up here to get to the 382. So that's not going to be very helpful at the moment. Let's draw it from here. Option F to the top, to the bottom. Now you can see, now we're fighting. It's not quite super bullish yet. We're fighting for Avalanche to get above this 382. And this is where it's important. You see how I drew it multiple times? It's not to make it fit my bias. I draw fibs multiple times to see how they correlate with other data points on the chart. So what we can see here, from this point right here to this point right here, and it doesn't need to be exact. When price pushes up to this, we need to get over basically 30 bucks, 29 bucks. The next level, which is going to be very important, is right here because we have this trend line, which is very crooked because I cannot draw a straight line. But we also have this golden pocket right here, 0.65, 0.618. If yours doesn't have the 0.65 on it, it's because you have to add it in there. You can also just look for where the 0.68 is. If you want to add the 0.65, double click on your fib and you can just add it in there. And it doesn't matter what order these are in. It's gonna put them in chronological order on the chart. This is how you add your fib extensions too, 1.618, 2.618, so on and so forth. But 0.65, 0.618, and it's perfectly in line with this trend line right here. So this is telling me the $34 mark is going to be, I don't want to call it pivotal. It's going to be an interesting moment for price action once we move beyond that. If you haven't done so already, smash the like button, says Tiggle Biddies. I appreciate you. Show some love to the stream. We got 187 people in here. 88 of you have shown love. It really does. It doesn't do anything for my ego. It lets YouTube, helps. When you guys engage a lot, it lets YouTube know, hey, there's a lot of engagement here. Let's people like this. They send it out to more people. Blame the mouse and the mouse pad, not your drawing skills. And my drawing skills suck. But I used to be able to draw very well when I was a kid. If we do reject somewhere in here, it's not the end of the world. I love Avalanche is one of my top picks for this market cycle. That's why it's in the portfolio that I've shared with all of you all right in here. You know what I mean? You know, we're down a little bit, but that's okay. The long-term view on this for this cycle, long-term position through the market, somewhere in the middle of next year. And we've also taken huge profits on other things like, where's Aerodrome at? It took like $8,000 profit on Aerodrome, rolled it into other stuff, and other things are up, other things are down. But this specific portfolio I've been sharing with you guys, I'm trying to show you, you can buy stuff, have conviction, and if you do, I have not been trading this portfolio. This is just, remember, I told you all February 7th into about April when I was really stacking into this. These were position buys for the majority, and I have made some changes I've shared with you in the Discord, position buys to carry for the majority of the bull market. So I could also eliminate a huge amount of capital gains taxes. So I could also reduce a huge amount of stress, right? And I've been adding DCAing into coins when they are down, thus lowering my average entry. And I'll be doing some DCAing in about a week and a half again into this. But so when we're looking at Avalanche, if this does drop, great. I hope it does over the next week or two, and I could pick some up down here at $23. But if this, I mean, this is looking like it wants almost like a shoulder, almost like a head. If we're going to form a little bit of a shoulder here, potential move up into here, be beautiful. Link. This, look at this. Same damn thing. Shoulder, head. Are we forming a little bit of a shoulder? Oops. TIA. Kind of lopsided, but similar thing. Hadn't quite gotten his breakout point here. If we can clear 636, actually I'll call it a little higher, about 640, basically outside of this box, 640 to 650. Clear that, then I do think we're going to be making our move up into 850 $8.50 to $8.20 range. If we reject here, it's not the end of the world. I'm not looking for huge moves to the downside right now. Near, I mean, breakout, retest, struggling at the moment to clear this. If we do form an M formation, I'd be looking at near back here at about 513 to 527. But guys, I'm so bullish on this market. I'm feeling good. You're all looking good. I don't have enough of anything. I need to consolidate, I think, says Deucey Does Crypto. You got to pay attention to what you have in your portfolio, what you're doing in your life, your balance, your ability to track things. If you're having a heart attack because you have 62 coins, you can't keep track of stuff, that's an indication you should kind of slim it down. But, everybody, I'm going on in the market right now. We got a lot of very things lining up for things to come and where I mean, let's look at JASMY real quick from Appler Turkoglu. I don't know if I said that. Turkoglu. Yeah. That's a name. Very similar. A lot of these are having these impulses down, bullish impulse with a little bit of a retest, because we can see right here, option T come out like this. We didn't quite get the retest. Let's see if there's another. Didn't quite get the retest, but if this fails, and what I mean by fails, you can kind of gauge it. This is a very small time frame hack you can do. This move right here. Let's see where we're at on the Fibonacci. Look at that. We're right at the golden pocket. If this fails right here, this is telling me the bulls made their attempt. We have the M formation. We broke down below that. The retrace came up into a known rejection point. If we reject from there, I'm looking for this back down here. First step, 2.7 cents, likely coming back down here to about 2.4 cents on JASMY. But JASMY is another one. I don't own it because I don't own it in these portfolios. I like it a lot, but sometimes you have to narrow things into focuses that fit within narratives that you're trying to build in your portfolio, right? ONDO. Also, I mean, we've had these massive sort of moves over the since its inception. Push up, consolidation, push up, kind of weak consolidation here. What we really want to see is when ONDO does break above $1.24 and then really $1.50. I think it's going to be off to the races. But that's what I'm seeing, guys. That's what I'm feeling. Ethan Smith says, Kelly, check out OPSEC. I'm printing on it. Is that what you said? You're printing on it? Do we have any other super chats? I'm going to give 2 or 3 minutes if there's any super chats for anything to watch before we go, for me to look at before we go. So get in any super chats. I will look at a couple more coins before we throw it over to Taco. OPSEC, let's see, OPSEC. I think I have OPSEC. Do I have OPSEC? No, I have orange. I do not have OPSEC. I don't have OPSEC, but let's look at it. Very small market cap. You're printing on this? Is it? Let's see. I mean, I guess this is probably, let me see. Yeah, it's 100. Yeah, that's a move. See, I'm on a daily chart. This is why you look at multiple time frames. So if we zoom in on this, this isn't something it's kind of hard to do TA on something like this, but we got a falling broadening wedge. This move from here all the way up into the zone, that is 306%. Holy malarkey. The momentum waves rolling back up into the zone. We see the stochastics are angled down. RSI is looking a little hot. This is coming up into a bit of a zone. I would expect this, unless there's some news I don't know about, I would expect this likely to create another volatile move down, maybe even at minimum, let me see, option F, maybe at minimum to the 382, 2.2 cents, potentially down here to 1.7. If we're able to clear, if OPSEC is able to clear this trend line, let's do it a little more. We're right at it right now. If we can clear this, I'd be watching for 6.4 cents and the next level, 12 cents. That's what I see. Now, we do have Fade and Traffi. He said he got hacked and drained very bad. So not a scam. That is, shout out for you guys bringing in the data. Quarter Crawler said KASPA. He is a BitLab member, so I'm going to read his deal. Let's go ahead and look at KASPA, and then we'll wrap it out. And we will head over. We're going to go in. Will you guys do this for me? Let's go in with authority over to the DGen Alpha stream here in a second. Everybody, I want to see how many BitLab lab coats we can get in there. And that is what I'm talking about. These right here. Let me see. Let's do some lab coats. Let's drop a bunch of lab coats, BitLab, in the DGen Alpha stream when we head over there in a second. I do want to remind you all, we do have an incredible deal going on right now, and I think we're going to be hitting near all-time highs soon. And once we go above it, I think this deal is going away. So head over to lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. You get 15 days for free. So half month is a halving special. I just kept it going until we break all-time highs. You get half a month free. You get about 35% off your monthly fee for life. I think it's I think it's $25 or something rather than 37 for life. And if you want to get the indicators that I show on a daily basis with the moving averages and the divergences and the order blocks, all that, as soon as you sign up here, you get an opportunity to upgrade and get the indicators at a super discounted price as well for the life of your account. But that's not half a month free, just so you know. Because you get to use those things immediately, and it should immediately impact your ability to make money. Head over to lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Also, one more shout out before we look at KASPA. Come and trade with us. We're going to be doing live trading sessions that are private. You only have access to it if you head over to CoinW. You can get up to $30,500 in bonuses. But if you sign up with that link I just put in the live chat right there, it's also down below in the description of this video right in here. If you come right here, just look. You just go right below. Make sure it says subscribed. Make sure you hit all. I'm going to teach you guys a couple things real quick. Sign up with the CoinW link right here. And remember, if you have this notifications on, you'll notice when you come over to BitLab, I've been posting some kind of things here I can't do it because I'm on my account. There will be a community tab or membership tab. Either one. It'll either say community or membership. And I've been sharing some links. I deleted it, but I shared the members only link for a split second for those that have your notifications on. I'm going to be doing more stuff like that periodically that you'll be able to see this. Now let's go ahead and look at KASPA. Let's wrap it out. And again, we're going to be heading over to the DGen Alpha stream in about 1 minute. So if you head over there before this closes, this stream is going to auto forward you there, by the way. You don't even have to go there. Make sure you hit the like button right now on this channel. Make sure you drop a bunch of lab coats on the DGen Alpha stream. KASPA 2-hour chart breaking out of this zone. What does it look like on the 8-hour chart? Man, look at this. Nice trend line right here. Boom. Remember, a couple different miners, big Bitcoin miners, have also been adding in some KASPA mining as well. We've got a little bit of a noticeable resistance zone right in here. If KASPA can break through the 18, 19, I'll call it 20 cent mark, I think KASPA is going to be off to the races. We do have the stochastics rolling over bullishly here. We're waiting for that pop in money flow. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're looking good. Be positive in this space. Don't be worried about a drop in price action on the weekend. Lower volume. There's an opportunity to take advantage of people. Don't fudge yourself out of the market when we're about to have the most bullish part of the market here. My name's Kelly Kellum. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, ding the bell. Make sure you are following me right here at Kelly Kellum, we're here at Academy BitLab, but then of course at Kelly Kellum. There's only one Kelly Kellum. That's all I got today, guys. I love you. lab.bitlabacademy.com/deal. Join us. Get in there. Let's head over to the DGen Alpha stream. Drop those lab coats. Let's see how many we can get going. Adios, muchachos. Adios, muchachos. Thank you for coming.